Hey, so I was watching YouTube and I was watching Tori from Tori Between Pages, and I saw that she did the hashtag book freakout tag. I hope I'm saying that right. And so I wanted to do my own, and there's 13 questions, and I'll put the questions on the screen, and if you want to answer them down below, and let's just start having some conversations. I love talking to new people, so let's get it going. So the first question is best book of the year so far. I have to say Kingdom of Claw from Demi Winters, which is the second book of the Road of Bones. It's the Ashen series. I'm obsessed with this series, and I can't believe I haven't gotten the novella yet that came out after this. Okay, so her name is Scylla. I really like her as a main character because she's not like a badass, but she gets done what she needs to get done. And I really like the main character, Ray. I really like him. I love the whole God situation and like the scary like wolf creatures and everything. Like I just love this world so much, and I can't get enough. I really can't get enough. In this one, she's trying to unlock an ability, pretty much. I'm trying really hard not to give it away because this is a second book of a series. So I highly recommend this series. It's one of my favorite series. I absolutely love everything I've read from her so far. Mind you, these are the only two books she has out, but plus the novella that I have not gotten yet. I need to buy, but I do highly recommend this series. And then question number 2 is best sequel book so far, which would be Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, which is the third book in the Empyrean series. I do not have it with me. I have a friend reading it, but I just love Xaden and Violet. I love the dragons and how snarky they are. I love Riddick. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I love Riddick so much. I love all of them. And the ones you're meant to hate, oh, you hate them. The one that I hated in the first book and the second one was Dane. And this was his redemption arc. Like, she did not mean for everybody to hate him, but everybody hated Dane. But it's just so good. It's so good with the academy type of setting, the college setting with the dragons and all the, like, it's just literally like knives to throat the entire time. It is so good. And I gave that one also 5 stars. And number 3 is new release you haven't read yet, but you want to. It's new this year, Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. This just seems so interesting. Just read the synopsis. Hala has unexpectedly inherited the estate of a wealthy uncle. Unfortunately, she is also saddled with money-hungry relatives full of devious plans for how to wrest the inheritance away from her. While locked in her bedroom, Hala inspects the ancient sword that's been collecting dust on the wall since before she moved in. Out of desperation, she unsheathes it, and suddenly a man appears. His name is Sarkis, he tells her, and he is an immortal warrior trapped in a prison of enchanted steel. Sarkis is sworn to protect whoever wields the sword, and for Hala, an unusual wielder, he finds himself not fending off grand armies and deadly assassins, but instead everything from kindly seeming bandits to roving inquisitors to her own in-laws. But as Hala and Sarkis grow closer, they overlook the biggest threat of all, the sword itself. It just sounds so interesting, and I do want to read it. I just haven't gotten to it yet because I'm trying so hard to finish series, but this is one that I really, really, really do want to read, and I've never read from T. Kingfisher before, but I've heard of such good things, especially about this book and about T. Kingfisher, and I'm like, I need to read it. I need to hop on the bandwagon. Question number 4 is most anticipated release for second half of the year, and that has to be Hell Runner by Sarah Wolf, which is the second book after Heavenbreaker. I think it's only going to be a duology. I don't know, but I loved this book last year, and I literally think about this book every single day, and I cannot wait for the next book to come out. This book is very sci-fi coded. There's not a lot of romance. And this is technically almost like my first sci-fi book. I do not consider like alien romances to be sci-fi. This literally talks about robots and in space and things like that, like of that nature. I've considered this purely pretty much sci-fi. So I do really like this. I love this girl. Like, she is gung-ho to kill people, and she's going to do whatever she can to do it. and it is so good. And I cannot wait for the second one because the cliffhanger in this one, I couldn't. I was like, I need the second one. Second one doesn't even have a date right now, and I'm freaking out. I need the second one, like right now. Number 5 is biggest disappointment, which I do feel bad saying that this is my biggest disappointment because I was so excited to get the second one, which, yeah. Foxglove King. This is the first book. This is the second one. I started getting really upset with this one because I got it in January. The third book, which is The Nightshade God. I got it through NetGalley, and I'm so glad I did because I skimmed over 80% of that book. I gave it 2 stars. The only thing I liked was really the last 2 chapters, which it was 1 chapter and then the epilogue. That was all I liked. I didn't like any other part of that book. I could not do it. I was very disappointed. I loved this series. The first one, especially, I loved it. And then it went downhill. And then the other one was just nope, didn't like it. These are up on my Pango. And all because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. 6, my biggest surprise. Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. I am not a big just contemporary romance person. I'm just not. I won this on Goodreads, and I kept looking at it. I'm like, I don't know. I have a hard time just picking up a regular contemporary romance. It is very hard for me. I picked it up. I read this in like 1 day. I loved this book so much. Him? I loved him. He was amazing. He was her personal cheerleader, and he freaking rents a yacht for her just for her to read in Mexico for her sister's wedding. I'm like, hell yeah. This guy was amazing, and I just loved every second of this. I mean, oh my God, it's so freaking good. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. And I can't stop raving about it. Like, I literally can't. This one surprised the hell out of me because I don't think I've ever liked a contemporary romance, just contemporary romance, as much as I've liked this one. My new favorite author is Sarah Blue. I mean, how could it not? I read Petty Cupid at the beginning of the year, and then I read Lucky Cupid, and then I just read Daddy Cupid. I read Mile High Heat. And I've read one of her Omega Verse series, One Pucked Up Pack, Don't Puck With My Heart. And there was a third one. The third one was my favorite, and I can't think of it right now. But I don't know how I didn't know about Sarah Blue until this year. Oh my God, I love her, and I need to read her entire backlist. I love every single thing. I don't even think I've given anything under 4 stars from her, or even under a 4.5. Like, I would be surprised if anything is under a 4.5. Almost everything is at least a 4 to 4.5. One was a 5. I absolutely love Sarah Blue's writing, and I cannot wait to keep reading her books. Favorite fictional crush. Okay, everybody's gonna think I'm gonna say Xaden from Fourth Wing. I like Xaden. I love Xaden. He's amazing. I do love him. But I've had somebody since before Xaden that I'm absolutely in love with. And I've talked about him to people all the time. All the time. His name is Warren, and he is from the Black Veil University series. This is the first book, and this is the second one. I am slowly going back through and rereading them. I just don't have the rest in physical. But Warren is a gargoyle shifter. He was the very first gargoyle shifter I've ever read. And I absolutely love him to no end. And he is so funny. He is so sweet. And he wanted to take her on a date, woke her up at like 4 a.m. so he could take her into the woods. He had a blanket out with candles. And he said something about her being as beautiful as the sunrise. And oh my God, he melts my heart. He's very protective. I just cannot get enough of Warren, and I cannot wait for the rest of the books to come in, and I can just keep reading him. But I have been talking about him for at least 3 years now. I have loved him since in this first book, when I read it 3 years ago, which I read each one of these in 1 day on my Kindle 3 years ago. I love these. I love these. I cannot get enough. And I cannot wait for the rest of my books to come in so then I can keep reading about Roran. My favorite character has got to be Violet. Violet from Fourth Wing, because I like that she has a really interesting disability rep that makes sense. And then with the situation, she never gives up. She never gives up. She pushes through. I just love her so much. And I appreciate that because, like, I have my little condition that I have, which I know other people have worse conditions than I do, but I do get debilitated. And I like seeing that, yes, it does debilitate her, but she knows that if she does not push through, she will die. And I'm just like, I give her props and the things that she has to do. She's smart as hell. Smart as hell. I just absolutely love her. I cannot get enough of Violet, and I am just itching to reread Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. I'm so ready to reread that entire series. 10 is Book That Made You Cry, which would be Onyx Storm, the third book in the Empyrean series. That book, I was in tears. In tears. And I just, so heartbreaking. I felt like my heart got ripped out of my chest. I loved that book to no end. I know a lot of people did not. I know a lot of people didn't like Iron Flame, but I loved them. I did not find a single flaw with any of the books, like any of them. I did not find a flaw. I absolutely loved them. And I cannot wait for the next book to come out. Number 11 is Book That Made You Happy, which would be Petty Cupid by Sarah Blue. I loved that book so much. I read it in a day. And that's when my love for Sarah Blue started, because that's the first book I ever read from her. And I laughed so hard. I was not in a good place when I read that. And it helped me mentally so much. It was so good. And mind you, they're like 140 pages, if that. And there's so much character growth. I don't know how she does it, but she does. I absolutely love that concept of Cupids and Reapers getting together when they never have before. I just love the mesh of the worlds and how much the growth is and I just absolutely love that series, and I just cannot get enough. But that's the one that just made my heart melt. Number 12, most beautiful book you got this year so far, which would be Shield of Sparrows by Daphne Perry. I have never read from Daphne Perry before. I do really want to read this. It is absolutely gorgeous with the end pages. I don't have any books with these beautiful end pages at all, but it just seems so interesting. And like the inside artwork is just absolutely beautiful. And I am so excited to read this. And then number 13, need to read before the end of the year, which would also still be Shield of Sparrows. I tried very hard to only do one book per question. Like, I tried not to double up. I doubled up a few times. This one is a double. Onyx Storm was a double. And then technically Sarah Blue was a double. But I do really want to read this. It's very interesting. I do want to read the synopsis. If you're not terrified, you're doing it wrong. Long ago, the gods unleashed monsters upon the 5 kingdoms of Kalandra to remind us that humans are insignificant, that we must pray to the gods for mercy throughout our fragile, fleeting lives. I didn't need a deity to remind me I was powerless. Being a princess had never been more than a performance. 23 years of empty titles and hollow traditions, my sister reveals in the spectacle, basking in the attention and flawlessly playing her part. I was never asked to be a part of the charade, until the day an infamous monster hunter sailed to our shores, the day a prince walked into my father's throne room and ruined my life, the day I married a stranger, signed a magical treaty in blood, and set off across the continent to the most treacherous kingdom in all the realm. That was the day I learned that not all myths are make-believe, that lies and legends are often the same, and that the only way to kill the monsters we fear was to become one. That just sounds so good. And I am so excited to read this. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but this one is very high on my list to read. That's all the questions that they have for the mid-year book freakout tag. So if you've read any of these books, or if you want to read any of these books, leave them down below. Also, if you want to answer these questions too, leave it down below. And I would love to chat with you guys in the comments about books. I love talking about books. That's why I started this booktube, so I could talk to more people about books, because like my family, they don't really read the same things I read. And I love talking about books. So I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you in my next vlog. Bye!